we are going to end the evening by making a breakfast casserole. I like to make this the day before so we can grab from it in the morning. Usually this makes enough that we can get a couple days worth of breakfast during the week. So this is kind of like your omelet station, but in casserole form. Not everybody has to have the same thing in their breakfast casserole. You can kind of divvy it up within the casserole and everybody can have the corner that they like. So these were some things that I found in the fridge. I like to have a lot of veggies in mine. The boys is a little more traditional. So I have some zucchini, some of those sweet peppers diced up, a couple florets of broccoli diced up. This is turkey sausage. It's Jimmy Dean turkey sausage. Comes in a box at Costco and it's 6 links in a pack. And these are really great. Some tomato. I had some asparagus, some spinach. This is my absolute favorite cheese mix. I almost don't want to share it because I don't want you taking it from the store. This is Food Club shredded taco style cheese blend. So it's not just Monterey Jack in there, but it's got pepper jack in it. So you'll see some pepper flakes in there. It has a nice little spice to it. In the boys' side of the casserole, I'm going to put some shredded hash browns on the bottom. I put veggies down instead of mine. And then when I'm making a big casserole, it's probably at least 12.5 eggs, so 18 eggs or so. But remember, this is for multiple breakfasts throughout the week. You can add whatever you like when it comes to vegetables or fillings. You can use different meats, bacon, ham, or you can make it completely vegetarian. So I am going to crack these eggs, and you definitely don't need to see me do that. I also sped up the process instead of you watching me dice vegetables. There you go. If you have a question on how you cut up a certain type of food, let me know, but this will speed up the videos quite a bit. So I've cracked all the eggs. I have a few in a bowl here. A lot of people struggle with scrambling eggs and getting the whites and the yolks mixed evenly. You think you have it done, and then you make scrambled eggs, and then you see that it wasn't completely mixed. So the way to do this is to a circular motion that moves toward yourself. So you're kind of scooping down underneath and bringing it toward yourself, and you're trying to make a circle with that. So if you get this going really well, you can actually see the egg lift up on itself. Now, when I'm cracking 18 eggs, I'm not going to do this. What I'm going to do is I throw them all in the blender. Now, the key to this, though, is don't blend it for too long or it's full of a bunch of air. So seriously, you're going to hear me in a minute. It's going to be just a few seconds. Don't forget to put the lid on or you're going to have a whole new problem. And that's it. And that's enough to mix it. It's a little frothy on the top. Those bubbles will die down, so I put that off to the side. And I take a, this is an 11 by 13 glass pan. This is pretty big. A lot of people don't have one this big. Usually you have the, yeah, this one is maybe a, yeah, 11 by 13. So a lot of you have a little bit smaller one. This is a good one for if you're making lasagna, but when we do big breakfast casserole, we use this one. So there's no magic in the amount of eggs that you use. If you get through with this and you realize it still isn't fully covered because of the toppings that you have, you can add a few more eggs in there. So first thing you want to do is spray your pan. This is Food Club cooking spray. You'll notice I use a lot of their products. I shop at URM in Spokane, Washington. They are a local grocery warehouse. They are member owned. I have a long family history with them. They are a fantastic organization, and it's community based. So I try to do as much shopping as I can there before I go anywhere else. And it used to be Western Family was the brand, and now it's Food Club. but I buy their products because the profit margin is better for the company when you buy their store brand. So that's why you see a lot of Food Club things. So these are Food Club hash browns. I'm gonna make half of this for the boys. Well, probably 2/3 for the boys. And so I line the bottom of theirs with hash browns. Again, when you're 16, you can eat as many potatoes as you want. Me, not so much. So we're going to start with that. I am going to take the turkey sausage and sprinkle that through. This is the OCD in me, sorry. Gotta space them out. All right, they need more than I do. Okay, next I'm gonna start adding my veggies. They're not big on the veggie side. Kyle, you want any veggies in this?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, he's fine, see? So I'm gonna add my zucchini and I'm gonna layer it. I've got spinach in there. I love adding broccoli to it. It kind of gives it that quiche feel. I might not use all of these veggies, but I can put what I don't use in a plastic bag and throw it in a salad tomorrow. I'm going to add some asparagus because I had some and I like asparagus. Put some tomatoes in there. Eat the rainbow, guys. When you eat the rainbow, you are getting a lot of different nutrients. And this is a really pretty dish, actually. So I start with a little sprinkle of cheese over things, so there's some cheese in the middle. And then I start to pour the eggs on. Now, right now I have my oven heated to 350 degrees. I hope this will be enough eggs. We'll see. Yeah, I might add a few more. 350 degrees is a good temperature. You don't want to cook it too hot, or what happens is the edges of your dish cook all the way and start to burn, and the middle still is uncooked. There is a way to get around that. And if I can find my cake decorating supplies, I will show you that. So I'm going to take 4 more eggs. And add them to this side. Get a little over here. Now remember, as this cooks, that egg will start to rise. So give it a shake, even it out. I'm going to top it off with the cheese. This is really good served with salsa in the morning. But seriously, I will cut little squares of it and bring it all week long to work. But my work is the living room now, so I don't have to go too far. But it's nice to have it prepared because then you don't get the, Mom, I'm hungry, what's for breakfast? Because otherwise the answer is Rice Krispies, there's the fridge. So I'm going to get this in the oven. Really, it takes about 40 minutes in the oven. This is a lot of things to cook. There's no magic time, or I haven't figured it out yet. Keep popping in on it. I do cover this with foil, otherwise it browns too quickly over the top. And if I see that there are parts that aren't cooking well, I might remove the portions on the outside and put them in a different pan and then cook that centerpiece, because this is kind of a big pan. But I will show you what it looks like when it comes out. Well, that took about 55 minutes in the oven. And remember, this was a really big casserole. When it came down to it, I think we had 22 eggs in there. But this will last me the whole week, the boys a few days. So remember, we split the casserole depending on the preferences of those in the household. So I probably will put it in a little bit longer. The center and something this big always has a hard time cooking, and I was talking about it earlier and I didn't think to pull this out before I put in the oven. But in my cake decorating years, I used to use these wraparounds around my cakes when I would bake them, so you don't get the doming of the top of the cake when you are trying to do big flat sheet cakes or the rounds. You'd wind up having to cut most of the top of the cake off, and if you use these, it allows for even cooking all the way around. So you can get these at Michael's or get them online, and it's a heat-safe fabric that you submerge in water, and so you soak up all the water, and then they're just pinned together, and you wrap it around the outside of the pan, and this is raised up so it doesn't work very well. And you wrap it around the outside of the pan, and then you place it in the oven, and it prevents the outside of what you're cooking from overheating, so you don't get overcooked on the outside and undercooked in the middle. But I forgot all about that I had that, and next time that would be a good thing to use on something this big. So let's take a look at what we've got. I just took it out, so I would usually probably wait a little bit longer. But this is what it looks like. Great egg casserole with whatever you've got in the refrigerator and the preferences of your family. If we look at the other side on what the boys like, theirs is the hash browns and sausage and cheese. So I hope this is something you can add to your kitchen. It really saves time and ensures that your family has a good breakfast to start the day. So until next time.